My fiancé said it's just a work trip with my ex. Stop being jealous. I said sure. Then I forwarded her the hotel receipt she forgot to hide with my resignation letter attached. I thought Rebecca and I had something solid, 3 years together, engaged for 6 months. We both worked at the same Fortune 500 company but in different departments. She was in marketing, I was in strategic consulting. We met during a cross-departmental project and clicked immediately. Here's what you need to know. Rebecca's ex Derek also worked at our company. He transferred from the Miami office about 8 months ago. Rebecca swore it was just coincidence, said the company needed someone with his experience in the regional office. Cool, whatever, I trusted her. Last Tuesday, Rebecca told me she had a critical client presentation in Denver. Derek would be there too since he was heading up Western Region Marketing now. It's strictly professional, she said while stirring her morning coffee. You know how these corporate trips are, all PowerPoints and stale conference room coffee. Sure, I said, buttering my toast. When do you leave? Thursday morning. Back Sunday night. All right, need a ride to the airport? She looked surprised. You're okay with this? Why wouldn't I be? It's work, right? She kissed my cheek. You're the best. Some guys would get weird about it. Yeah, some guys would. But I had already found the Ritz-Carlton reservation in her deleted emails 3 days earlier when I was fixing her laptop. 1 room, king bed, late checkout Sunday. Made 3 weeks ago, long before this supposed emergency meeting came up. Here's the kicker though, I wasn't just some random employee at our company. I was about to become Vice President of Strategic Operations for the Western Division. The announcement wasn't public yet. The position included oversight of all regional departments, including marketing, including Derek's entire team. The promotion was supposed to be announced Monday morning. I had signed the offer letter 2 weeks ago. Derek would report directly to me starting next week. Thursday morning, Rebecca kissed me goodbye at the door. I smiled and wished her luck with the presentation. Then I went to work and did 3 things. 1, I submitted my resignation effective immediately Friday. 2, I forwarded the hotel receipt to Rebecca's company email with a short message. Thought you might need this for expense reports. 3, I accepted a competing offer from Apex Solutions that I had been sitting on for 2 weeks. The offer was 40% higher than my current salary plus equity. I had been planning to turn it down because Rebecca and I were building our life here. But finding that receipt changed my perspective on everything. The best part, I would be starting as Senior Vice President of Market Strategy at Apex on Monday. And Apex had just quietly acquired 2 of our company's biggest clients, including the Patterson account that Derek's team had been working. Guess whose marketing team was about to lose their performance bonuses? Thursday night, Rebecca called from Denver. Background noise sounded like a wine bar, not a conference room. Hey babe, presentation went great today. Derek had some brilliant insights on the Patterson account. That's wonderful, I said while packing up my office. How's the hotel? Oh, standard corporate place, nothing special. You know how these business hotels are. Get some rest. Love you. Yep, I hung up and finished boxing my personal items. Security would escort me out Friday after my resignation was processed. Standard procedure for senior consultants with client access. Friday morning at 9:15, I got a text from her. Why is there an email from you with a hotel receipt? Me, thought you might need it for expenses. What are you talking about? This must be some mistake. Me, king bed at the Ritz-Carlton is a mistake. Derek really screwed up that booking. She started calling immediately. 18 calls in 10 minutes. I didn't answer any of them. The text came flooding in. Not what it looks like. Please answer. I can explain. Derek booked it without telling me. We have separate rooms, I swear. You have to believe me. I was in the CEO's office when the calls started coming through. He had called an emergency meeting about my sudden resignation. This is unfortunate timing, he said, looking at my resignation letter. We were announcing your promotion Monday. I understand. But I've accepted another opportunity that's better aligned with my career goals. The VP position will need to be put on hold. We'll have to restructure. Marketing will report to the CFO for now until we find your replacement. The CFO was notorious for being a hard-ass who wanted to cut every department's budget by 30%. Rebecca didn't know that yet. She was still in Denver with Derek, probably panicking about that email. At 2 in the afternoon, I got a call from Harrison, the CEO at Apex Solutions. Ready to start Monday? Absolutely. Good. By the way, we're absorbing Pinnacle Marketing's West Coast operations next month. You'll be overseeing the integration and evaluating their staff. Pinnacle Marketing, where Derek had just been named regional director last month, where Rebecca had been hoping to transfer after our wedding next spring. The company was partnering with Apex on a major expansion deal. The current Pinnacle team stays. I asked your call. You'll evaluate performance and make recommendations on who we keep. I sat there processing this information. Not only would I be in a position to evaluate Derek and potentially Rebecca if she transferred, but I would have complete control over whether they even had jobs in 2 months. Saturday morning, Rebecca caught an early flight back. She showed up at the apartment at noon with mascara smeared down her face. We need to talk. No, we don't. I kept packing my clothes into boxes. You don't understand what happened. I understand perfectly. You booked a romantic weekend with your ex and lied to my face about it. It was work. The hotel thing just happened. We didn't plan it that way. The reservation was made 3 weeks ago, Rebecca. Her face went pale, then something switched. The tears dried up. Her voice went cold. You went through my emails. That's invasion of privacy. You left your laptop open with deleted items visible. I was trying to fix your software update. You had no right to go through my private messages, and you had no right to screw your ex while wearing my ring. I didn't sleep with him, yet she stood up, suddenly angry instead of apologetic. Maybe I should have. Derek appreciates me. He doesn't treat me like property. He actually listens when I talk about my career. You're right. He treats you like a side piece instead. How dare you? He's married Rebecca. Silence. The anger drained from her face. What? I pulled up Derek's wife's Instagram on my phone and showed her. Wedding photos from 2 years ago, baby announcement from last month. Professional family photos with their 6-month-old daughter. He told me they broke up, she whispered, shocker. Cheater lied to another cheater. Real tears now, not the manipulative ones from before. I'm such an idiot. Yep, can we work through this? I made a mistake, but I love you. We can go to counseling. I already signed a lease for a new place. Movers come Monday morning. Monday, but that's when your promotion gets announced. I resigned Friday. Took a better offer. You what? Where? Apex Solutions. Her face went white. She knew Apex was our biggest competitor. The company that had just poached the Patterson account her team had been working on for months. You're going to work for them? Senior VP of Market Strategy, start Monday, but Derek and I were both supposed to transfer to Pinnacle next month. They're partnering with Apex on the expansion. Yeah, I know. I'll be overseeing that integration actually. Evaluating which Pinnacle employees are worth keeping. The blood drained completely from her face. You'll be Derek's boss, eventually. First I need to assess whether Derek and his team have the performance metrics Apex requires. But yes, I'll have input on staffing decisions. She sat down hard on the couch. You planned this. This is revenge. No, Rebecca, you planned a romantic weekend getaway with your married ex. I just accepted a job offer that was already on the table. The timing is coincidence. This is cruel. You're going to destroy my career. I'm going to evaluate performance objectively. If you and Derek are actually good at your jobs, you have nothing to worry about. But I'd start polishing that resume. Heard the new CFO at your company is tough on marketing budgets. You're a vindictive asshole. Careful. Professional conduct matters in these integration evaluations. Wouldn't want any past conflicts of interest affecting objective decisions. She left crying. But I knew the entitlement wasn't done. People like Rebecca always double down when they face consequences. Update 1 posted 1 week later. Thank you to everyone who commented on my original post. Yes, this is real. No, I'm not making it up. Here's what happened since. Monday was glorious. I started at Apex with a corner office and a team of 12 analysts. Harrison introduced me to the executive team at the morning meeting. Then he dropped the bomb about the Pinnacle integration. Callahan will be evaluating the Pinnacle marketing team over the next month. We're only keeping top performers. Everyone else will be released when the partnership completes. Tuesday morning, I got an email from Derek. Professional tone, she said to HR, congratulations on your new position. Looking forward to working together. I believe my experience with the Patterson account will be valuable during the transition. I replied with the same professional courtesy. Thank you, Derek. We'll be conducting comprehensive performance reviews of all Pinnacle staff over the next few weeks. Please prepare a portfolio of your accounts, client retention rates, and performance metrics for evaluation. His retention rates were garbage. I already knew that from industry reports. Derek was good at schmoozing and making connections but terrible at actual client management. Most of his accounts had declining satisfaction scores. Then Rebecca started her campaign. First, her mother Patricia called me Tuesday night. How could you do this to my daughter? You're destroying her career over a misunderstanding. I'm not destroying anything, Patricia. I'm doing my job evaluating candidates for positions at my company. You're going to make sure she doesn't get hired. Everyone knows this is personal. I'm evaluating performance metrics. If Rebecca is good at her job, she has nothing to worry about. Same standard applies to everyone. You know Derek won't protect her now, not after you exposed everything. Maybe she should have thought about career implications before booking a hotel suite with a married colleague. Click, she hung up. Wednesday morning, Rebecca showed up at Apex. Security called my office. There's a Rebecca Holloway here, says she needs to speak with you urgently about Pinnacle. She can schedule an appointment through my assistant like everyone else. I watched on the security monitor as she argued with the guard for 5 minutes. Then she left. An hour later, email from her. We need to discuss this like adults. You're letting emotions cloud your professional judgment. This is my career we're talking about. My reply, all Pinnacle staff will be evaluated objectively based on performance metrics. Personal matters are irrelevant to hiring decisions. Her response, you're punishing me for one mistake. This isn't fair. I'm conducting standard due diligence on potential hires, just like you were conducting business in Denver. Then Derek tried to play chess. He sent me a detailed folder of market analysis and insights about the Patterson account, clearly trying to make himself indispensable. Problem was, I had already met with Patterson representatives yesterday. They were thrilled about the Apex acquisition. They also mentioned they never particularly liked working with Derek, found him smarmy and unreliable with deadlines. Wednesday afternoon, the CEO of Pinnacle called Harrison. I was in his office reviewing integration budgets when the call came through. Harrison put it on speaker. Your new VP is creating a hostile work environment for our transferring staff before they even join your company. Harrison leaned back in his chair. By asking for performance metrics, that's standard procedure for any integration. Derek Latham feels personally targeted by these requests. Derek Latham's client retention rate is 31% according to your own quarterly reports. He should feel concerned about his performance. This seems personal. We've heard about his history with your VP. The only thing personal is my commitment to hiring quality employees. The fact that Derek has personal history with my VP is irrelevant to his poor retention numbers. After the call ended, Harrison turned to me. Is it personal? Derek slept with my ex-fiancée last week while on a business trip, but his retention rates really are 31%. I have the documentation. Ex-fiancée called off the engagement Saturday, moving out Monday. Harrison nodded slowly. Keep it professional. Document everything. I need you clean on this. Already documenting every interaction. That evening, Rebecca tried a new tactic. She had her friend Jessica, who works in Apex's Austin office, reach out to me. Hey, I heard you're in charge of the Pinnacle integration. Rebecca's really talented. Don't let personal stuff cloud your judgment. I'll evaluate her the same way I evaluate everyone else, Jessica, based on performance metrics and client feedback. She made one mistake. Everyone deserves a second chance, and she'll get the same fair evaluation as every other candidate, nothing more, nothing less. Thursday morning was the first integration meeting with Pinnacle's marketing team. Derek showed up 15 minutes late, sweating through his shirt. His presentation was a disaster. He couldn't answer basic questions about client relationships, kept trying to name drop connections that didn't matter anymore. Derek, your Q3 numbers show a 40% drop in client satisfaction scores. Can you explain that? Well, there were some transitions during my move from Miami. Adjustment period. That was 8 months ago. These numbers are from last quarter. Rebecca and I have been developing new strategies to turn things around. Rebecca's not in this meeting. This is your performance review. What specifically have you done to address the declining satisfaction? He fumbled through vague answers about relationship building and strategic partnerships. It was painful to watch. I almost felt bad for him. Almost. Rebecca's review was scheduled for the following Monday. She had already sent me 3 emails asking about proper preparation and what metrics would be most important. Standard reply each time, performance data and client portfolio. Same expectations as every other candidate, but here's where it got interesting. Friday afternoon, I heard through the office grapevine that Derek's wife Melissa had flown in from Miami. She showed up at his hotel with their baby and divorce papers. Apparently someone had sent her screenshots of Derek and Rebecca's Instagram posts from Denver, the ones that Rebecca thought she had hidden from me by adjusting privacy settings. But she forgot that Derek's profile was public and he had tagged the location. Photos of them at a wine bar, a sunset photo with romantic caption, a picture of them laughing over breakfast that Derek captioned, "Work trips are better with good company." Derek was now dealing with divorce lawyers and a furious wife while trying to save his career. Rebecca was realizing that her brilliant strategist ex couldn't protect her anymore because he couldn't even protect himself. And me, I was just doing my job, reviewing performance metrics, making strategic decisions for Apex's future. The beauty was I didn't even have to be vindictive. Their actual performance spoke for itself. Derek was terrible at his job when he wasn't schmoozing and networking. Rebecca's entire strategy had relied on leveraging Derek's connections, which were now worthless. They played stupid games thinking they held all the cards. Turns out the deck was about to be reshuffled and they had nothing but low cards. Update 2 posted 3 weeks later. The Pinnacle integration is moving forward. Let me tell you how the last couple weeks went. Rebecca's evaluation was Monday morning after my last update. She showed up wearing her best suit, portfolio perfectly organized, presentation clearly rehearsed multiple times. But here's the thing about performance reviews. Numbers don't lie. Your client retention rate is 52%, I said, reviewing her file. That's above average for Pinnacle's standards, not for Apex. We maintain 75% minimum across all client-facing roles. I can improve those numbers. Give me 6 months. Your improvement plan here shows heavy reliance on Derek Latham's connections and relationship management. As you know, Derek's position was terminated Friday. Yeah, Derek got cut the week before. His divorce proceedings tanked what little performance he had left. He missed 3 critical client calls while dealing with lawyers. Harrison made the call personally. Rebecca's face crumbled. You're enjoying this. I'm looking at objective data, Rebecca. Your entire professional strategy was built on a partnership with someone whose performance has been declining for months. That's poor judgment. Give me another chance. I can adapt. I can build my own client relationships. That's not my decision alone. The integration committee reviews all candidates and makes final determinations. I provide input but don't have sole authority. The committee, which I deliberately wasn't on to avoid any appearance of conflict of interest, voted Thursday. Rebecca didn't make the cut. Neither did 4 other Pinnacle transfers. It wasn't personal. Apex genuinely only wanted top performers. Rebecca's metrics simply didn't meet the threshold. Friday, my lawyer called. Rebecca was threatening legal action, wrongful termination, hostile work environment, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Everything her lawyer could think of. My lawyer laughed when he read the complaint draft. She was never technically terminated from Apex because she was never hired. Pinnacle dissolved her position when the partnership completed. She was evaluated for a new position at Apex and didn't meet qualifications. Clean as it gets legally, but Rebecca didn't stop there. Saturday morning, someone keyed my new Tesla in the Apex parking garage. Deep scratches down both sides. No cameras in that corner, unfortunately. Security couldn't prove anything, but we all knew. Sunday, a fake LinkedIn profile started messaging my professional connections, claiming I was unethical and vindictive, saying I used my position to destroy people's careers over personal grudges. LinkedIn took 2 days to identify and remove the fake account. Monday, Rebecca's mother Patricia called Harrison directly, claimed I had seduced her daughter, proposed marriage, then systematically destroyed her career when she made one mistake. Harrison recorded the entire call and sent it to our legal team. Tuesday brought the real surprise. Derek's wife Melissa reached out to me via LinkedIn. Thank you for those Denver screenshots. They gave my lawyer exactly what we needed. I didn't send those, I replied honestly. Well, whoever did, I appreciate it. Finally had concrete proof instead of just suspicions. How's Derek handling everything? Like a child from what I hear, blaming everyone but himself. That sounds right. He actually tried to claim Rebecca seduced him, then blamed you for setting them both up. Setting them up how? Said you must have known about the Apex merger months ago, that you purposely didn't warn them so they'd walk into this situation. I laughed. I found out about Pinnacle the same day Rebecca got back from Denver. Derek always needs someone else to blame. Did you know he's been cheating throughout our marriage? Rebecca wasn't even the first. I'm not surprised. The pattern was probably there before. She called me last week. Rebecca did, crying about how I ruined her life by divorcing Derek during her crucial career transition. The entitlement is impressive, that's what I said. Told her she could have him once my lawyers finish taking everything he owns. Wednesday, I heard through industry connections that Rebecca had applied to 3 other marketing firms. All of them called for employment verification. Our HR gave factual responses only. Performance didn't meet requirements for position. Not eligible for rehire. One recruiter I know personally called me off the record. What's the real story with Rebecca Holloway? The rumors are flying. She built her career strategy around a married colleague she was sleeping with. When his performance tanked, so did her results. That's what the numbers show. So the rumors about you personally targeting her, check who else didn't make the Pinnacle cut. 2 of them had better metrics than Rebecca. This wasn't personal vendetta, it was business. I appreciate the honesty. That clears things up. By week 3, most of the drama had finally died down. Derek moved back to Miami, having lost his wife, his job, and his professional reputation. The divorce was going to be expensive. Rebecca took a position at a small boutique marketing firm. 60% pay cut from what Pinnacle had been paying her. Her mom sent one final nasty email about how I had destroyed a young woman's future over a personal grudge. I forwarded it to legal. They sent Patricia a formal cease and desist letter. The entitlement throughout this whole situation was astronomical. Rebecca genuinely believed she could cheat with her engaged ex, lied directly to my face about it, maintain the career trajectory she had built on that relationship, and face 0 consequences. When reality hit, instead of taking accountability, she tried lawsuits, vandalism, harassment, and getting her mother to fight her battles. Meanwhile, I'm thriving at Apex. The Patterson account specifically requested me as their primary point of contact. My team respects that I evaluate based on merit rather than politics or personal relationships. Harrison mentioned partnership track yesterday. 18 months if I keep performing at this level. The apartment Rebecca and I shared, sold it last week. Bought a nice condo downtown closer to Apex. No memories attached, clean slate, dating, not yet, trust issues need some work first. But my therapist says I'm handling everything healthier than most people would in this situation. You didn't seek revenge, she told me. You just stopped protecting them from the natural consequences of their choices. That's exactly it. I didn't destroy their careers. Their own decisions and poor performance did that. I just happened to be in a position to watch it happen. Final update on this situation. Things have settled into a new normal. Rebecca texted me last week from a friend's phone since I have her blocked everywhere. I hope you're happy, you won. I didn't respond. Because this was never a competition I entered, she decided to play games with our relationship. I decided to focus on my career and let the chips fall where they may. The difference in outcomes speaks for itself. Patterson account is now worth $50 million annually to Apex. My compensation structure includes percentage points on managed accounts. I'll make more this year than Rebecca and Derek's combined salaries from the last 3 years. Derek's divorce finalized last month. He lost the house, pays substantial child support, and his reputation in the industry is destroyed. Word spreads fast in our field about people who can't be trusted. He's working at a small firm in Miami now, entry-level position, starting over at 38 years old. Rebecca lasted 4 months at the boutique firm before they let her go. Budget cuts, they said, but I heard through connections it was performance issues again. She's currently job hunting and not having much luck. Turns out burning bridges and having a reputation for sleeping with married colleagues doesn't help your career. Her mom still posts vague complaints on Facebook about people who destroy others out of spite. I'm blocked, but mutual friends send screenshots sometimes. It's honestly sad watching someone refuse to accept that actions have consequences. As for me, partnership discussions at Apex are progressing faster than expected. Harrison wants to announce it at the annual meeting in January. I'll be the youngest partner in company history. Started dating someone new last month. Claire works in a completely different industry, which is refreshing. No workplace drama potential. She knows the whole story and her take was simple. You dodged a bullet and upgraded your life. Hard to argue with that assessment. The condo is furnished exactly how I want it. No compromises, no one else's style mixed in, just my space reflecting my choices. My therapist and I are wrapping up sessions. She says I've processed everything healthily and don't need ongoing counseling. Cleared to move forward without baggage from this situation. Some people say I went too far, that I should have just broken up with Rebecca and moved on without the professional consequences. But here's what those people don't understand. I didn't create the professional consequences. Rebecca and Derek created those through years of poor performance masked by networking and politics. I just stopped being part of the system that protected them from accountability. Would their careers have tanked without me at Apex? Probably eventually. Poor performers always get exposed when the music stops. I just happened to be there when it happened. Living well isn't the best revenge. It's the only thing that actually matters. Revenge means you're still focused on the people who wronged you. Living well means you've moved past them entirely. Rebecca wanted the prestige of an engagement, the excitement of an affair, and the career benefits of corporate politics. She thought she could have everything without consequences. Derek wanted the stability of a wife and child, the thrill of affairs, and the professional advancement of schmoozing without substance. Both believed the game would never end. That they could keep all the plates spinning indefinitely, but I wasn't playing their game. I was building an actual career based on merit and results. When their house of cards collapsed, mine was already standing on solid foundation. That's the real lesson here. You can't build a lasting career on shortcuts, politics, and who you're sleeping with. Eventually, someone will care about actual results. And when that day comes, you better have something real to show. I have real results. A proven track record, client relationships built on trust and delivery rather than cocktails and fake charm, a reputation for integrity and competence. Rebecca has excuses, Derek has blame for everyone else. Neither has accountability, so who actually won? The person who can sleep well at night knowing they earned everything they have. Some final thoughts for anyone dealing with something similar: trust your gut. When something feels wrong, it usually is. Don't ignore red flags hoping they'll go away. Document everything. I kept screenshots, emails, dates, and details. When Rebecca tried to rewrite history, I had evidence. Focus on your own performance and career. The best response to betrayal isn't elaborate revenge. It's building a life so good that what they did becomes irrelevant. And finally, understand that karma isn't some mystical force. Karma is just the natural consequences of people's choices catching up to them. You don't need to orchestrate it, just step aside and let it happen. That's what I did. I stepped aside, focused on my career, and watched their choices catch up to them. Now I'm a soon-to partner at a top firm, dating someone wonderful, living in a place I love, and genuinely happy with where my life is heading. Rebecca is job hunting, living with her mom, and still blaming me for consequences she created. Derek is divorced, financially struggling, and starting over in his late 30s. I didn't do that to them. They did it to themselves. I just refuse to protect them from their own decisions anymore. And honestly, that's the most peaceful resolution I could have hoped for. This will be my last update. Time to close this chapter completely and focus on the future. Thanks to everyone who followed along and offered support. Your perspectives helped me see that I handled this better than I gave myself credit for. Moving forward now, no looking back.